W.4 Arc Length. Now think of the word length and part of a circle. So what was it called when we determined the length around a circle? It was called circumference, right? That's a C-I-R-C-U-M. Circumference. And do you remember how to find circumference? There were two formulas. You could either do pi times diameter, or you could do 2 pi r. Now, why are those the same? Because if you have 2 radius, then you have a diameter. Okay. So, if we're talking about arc, that's wrong. Arc length, then you're going to, I'm just going to use pi times diameter, and then you're only going to find how long part of the circle is, and part means fraction, right? And then it would be the measure of the angle, I'm just going to put m, over 360, where m is the measure of the angle. So on this one, it says the radius of a circle is 3 centimeters. What is the length of a 135-degree arc? So we have about, what's the measure of the arc? 135. And it says give exact answer. So we are not going to put 3.14 in for pi. We're going to keep pi. And then what's the diameter? Well, if the radius is 3, then the diameter is 6. And then we're going to divide that by 360. Why did we do that? Well, because this right here, 135 over 360, is how much of the circle that you are using. And then you just grab a calculator, and 135 times 6 over 360, clear quickly, 135 times 6 over 360 is 9 over 4. So this answer is going to be 9 over 4 pi. Or you can put 9 pi over 4. Okay, if the pi is on out to the side, that's the same thing as pi being on top. Both of these are the right, same exact answer. Now let's speed it up a little bit. The diameter of a circle is 10 inches. What is the length of a 90-degree arc? So measure the angle over 360. Pi times diameter. What's the measure of the angle? 90 over 360. Exact answer, so we're not going to put 3.14 in. And the diameter is 10. If I and I could do this lots of different ways, but I'm trying to make a point here. If I have 90 over 360, that reduces to 1/4. And that makes sense because 90 degrees is 1/4 of a full circle. And then we have times 10, which would be 10 pi over 4, and that reduces to 5 pi over 2. I made that long and drawn out, but I was just trying to tell you where the 1/4 is actually coming from. The radius is 6 feet. What's the length of a 60-degree arc? Measure over 360, pi times diameter, 60 over 360, pi times, if the radius is 6, then the diameter is 12, which would be 720 pi over 360, which would be 2 pi. So that is your answer. But again, what that means is if we would put 3.14 in, we would get 6.28, and since we're talking in feet, if we had this circle And then I said, oh, I want to take this part of it. This part would be 6.28 feet, or 2 pi feet. The diameter of the circle is 10 feet. What is the angle measure of an arc 2 pi feet long? So if we have pi over m, that is so not right. I just kind of blanked out there, didn't I? M over 360 pi times diameter, and we got 2 pi, because that's what that means right there. The pi's are going to cancel out, and the diameter is 10, which makes it 10m over 360 equals 2 over 1. If we cross multiply, we get 10m equals 720. Divide by 10, and the measure of the angle is 72 degrees. The diameter of a circle is 40 miles. What is the angle measure of an arc 5 pi miles long? So, draw, close, draw. M over 360. I don't know what's wrong. Pi times diameter gives us an arc length of 5 pi. Again, if pi is on this side and pi is on that side, that's going to cancel out. The diameter is 40, so m over 360 times 40 equals pi. Those will cancel out. 4 over 36 is 9. So if I multiply these, that would be 45. Now that I'm thinking about it, I got to go back up here. Yeah, diameter. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking that said radius on that last one. Okay, the diameter of a circle is 36. What is the length of a 55-degree arc? So this is just a word problem. M 360 pi times diameter. 55 360 pi 36. So if you've been wondering what I was doing, all of that could be put over 360. And if I do that, then I can reduce the 36 and the 360 to 1 over 10. And 55 over 10 will reduce by 5, which would be 11 pi over 2. The radius is 8, so the diameter is 16. What is the angle measure? And the arc length is 3 pi. So we don't know the measure. We have the pi. We have 16. All over 360 equals 3 pi over 1. The pi's will cancel out. If I cross multiply, I would have 16m equals 1080, and then I divide by 16. 1080 divided by 16. Just checking my math real quick. 67.5 degrees. So if we're looking for the angle measure, we're looking for the degrees. If we're looking for the arc length, then we'd be finding centimeters, feet, miles, stuff like that. Again, I just lost my pause button, so I'm going to have to wait for the 15 minutes to be up. This video is finished. Go start working and close this one out. How are y'all? Have any idea what you're doing? I sense the confidence. They're not. They're not.
I'm trying to tell them to do something. There you go. What the heck?
I just want y'all to be comfortable.
All right. Get bigger. You just find out what the circuit is and then turn it off. But you gotta use both hands to put it in the line right there, the line. I'm trying to why don't you bring a template line? Well, sometimes it's here. That's 277. It's gonna hurt if you get shocked, so I would be careful. Put the black wires on. The black. Because it will knock you off the wire. Yeah. Make sure you slide that in. Oh yeah, 200.